Let's see. Let's try to build Keith a Dungeons and Dragons character. How's that sound? You there? Keith.
Sorry. Yeah, you know my style of character. Basically, I'm not intentionally trying to hurt anyone, but if I want something near my way, I won't hesitate. You got a nice jacket? You don't want to give it to me? Okay. Have it your way.
And you're definitely a melee character, maybe with a little bit of magic.
Yeah, I like melee and magic. I want to hit him, but I also want to set him on fire.
Do you want to be stealthy or not?
Oh, that's a hard decision.
Okay.
I guess I would say I would prefer stealth. Oh, there are people in the game. Like, NPCs laying, or sitting around the, Agrabah. Yeah. I guess they only appear after you save the world. It's one guy. It is literally just one guy.
Okay. So, let's go here. I have made you a Hexblade Warlock, which means that you have made a pact with a weapon. You have made your pact with a mysterious entity from the Shadowfell, force that manifests in sentient magic weapons carved from the stuff of shadows. The shadowy force behind these weapons can offer power to warlocks who form pacts with them. So at first level, you get to place a curse on somebody within 30 feet of you, and any attack roll you make against them is a critical roll on 19 or 20 instead of just a 20.
That's good.
If it dies, you regain hit points equal to your warlock level plus your charisma modifier, so you get their health back.
Okay, that sounds great to me. I like those kind of like thief-like effects, like, you know, stealing health.
You can touch one weapon after a long rest and become proficient with it, even the two-handed weapons. When you attack with that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of strength, which is a good thing for you. When you use Eldritch Blast, which is kind of a range cantrip, which is you add more damage to it, and then you have Mask of Many Faces, which you can cast Disguise Self at will, which Disguise Self, let me read that. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends, or you use your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, and can appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't add any limbs.
Aw.
Yep.
I want a third arm.
The changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. They're simply illusionary. If you use the spell to add a hat to your outfit, objects would pass through the hat, and anybody who touches it would feel nothing or feel your head and hair.
That sounds interesting. So I could basically make illusions.
Right.
Sounds like something I would do.
If it isn't,
And then you can use your action to create a packed weapon in your empty
what in
hand.
the world are you doing
You
down
can choose
here?
the form that this weapon takes each time you create it.
Oh,
So you can literally create.
I can make those illusions. I can make things that aren't really there, but are, you know, that look like they're there. So what you're saying is, I could get a regular weapon and make it look like a Keyblade.
No, I mean, you can make a Keyblade.
Oh, okay.
Not even just make it look like it. You could make
okay.
it. It would probably have the same kind of damage type as like a short sword.
But I wanted to make people burst into flames when I hit it with them.
Well, and I'm
Or
getting
hit
there.
them with it.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So your known spells, you have Eldritch Blast, which you always need to have some kind of ranged attack. But this is what you're gonna like. Green Flame Blade. You brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting, which is going to be your packed weapon, your Keyblade, and make a melee attack against it, with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, that target suffers the weapon's normal effects, but you cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature that you can see. second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. And then as you level up, the fire damage increases. So you hit somebody, and then when you hit that person, another creature that you can see has fire that jumps from that first creature to them. You have Arms of Hadar. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. Hellish Rebuke has a reaction when you take in response to being damaged. You point your finger and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. They take 2d10 fire damage. And then something that you'll like, Branding Smash. The next time you hit a creature with an attack before the spell ends, the weapon gleams with astral radiance as you strike. The attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage to the target, which becomes visible if it is invisible, and the target sheds dim light in 5-foot radius. So you hit them, they take not only the regular weapon damage, but they take extra radiant damage, which is like bright sunfire damage. And they can't become invisible, and they constantly shed foot light in a 5-foot radius. So now at 6th level, you can curse the soul of a person that you slay, temporarily binding it to your service. You can cause its spirit to rise from its corpse as a specter. When the specter appears, it gains temporary hit points, and you can make it attack. The specter remains in your service until the end of your next long rest, at which point it vanishes to the afterlife. So you kill somebody, and then make them serve you.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. That definitely sounds like my kind of character right there. I take your health, and then when you die, I take your body. And not in that way, just say.
Necrophilia much? At 10th level, if the target cursed by the curse that you put on them hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to roll a d6, which is on a 4 or higher, the attack misses instead, regardless of how they roll. So even if they try to hit you, you can just be like, nah, they don't hit me. You get Sculptor of Flesh, which allows you to cast Polymorph, which you're gonna like this one because it's fun.
Sculptor of Flesh.
Yes. It allows you to cast Polymorph.
That sounds like America's Most Wanted or something. Like, or not? What is it? Serial killer. That's what I was thinking of. Serial killer.
So you can transform a creature that you can see into a new form. Whatever form you want, you can make them take that form, including yourself. So let's say that you want to be
a giant. I have an army of me.
Oh, you can only. I mean.
Wait! Oh, wait! I got an idea. Hey, you know how I can make illusions?
Mm-hmm.
What if I make an illusion of myself that's 2 feet to the left, and make myself invisible? So when someone goes to attack me, the blade just goes straight through me. Because I'm actually 2 feet to the left.
Oh, that lets you do that. I'm setting you up here.
I know, I'm just coming up with ideas of things I can do.
Improved packed weapon. You can now attack twice with your packed weapon. And it gains a +1 to bonus. Whenever you a +1 bonus to attack and damage. So whenever you roll, you always get a +1. And now you have Dark Vision, or Devil Sight, sorry, which allows you to see in magical darkness, which not very many things can do that.
That sounds very useful.
So you can cast darkness on yourself. Use a spell called Misty Step for you to move anywhere in a 30-foot radius that you can see.
I'm sounding more like my my avatar picture and stuff. You know how I have like a picture of a shadow, than from like I'm starting to be like, maybe I don't even need the Keyblade. Maybe I should focus more on like a heartless kind of creature, like just darkness. And I need like a weapon, like a scythe or something. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, I'll leave that up to you. What do you think would be best? I mean, I guess I'm mostly going to focus on, like, magic for, like, stealth and stuff like that. Just
Kind
stealth,
of.
deception, stuff like
the
that.
the magic that you have is basically gonna help you hit things more,
Yeah.
or
Stealth and
do more
deception.
or do more
sounds good.
damage, or do more damage when you hit. So let's go over your spells. So you still have the ones from before, and now you have minor illusion, which you can create a sound or an image of an object. Its volume, if you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose.
Nice.
And it lasts for a minute. If you create an image of an object, such as a chair, muddy footprints, or a small chest, it can be no larger than a 5-foot cube. It can't create sound, light, smell, or any other sensory effect. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion.
Make an invisible, or not invisible. Make a fake bridge. So the enemy starts to walk across it, and they just step off the cliff and die. Or I'll take the steps on a staircase and shift them forward 2 feet. So as they approach the steps, they think they're about to get close to the staircase, and they actually trip and fall. Because I think it's 2 feet further ahead than what it actually is.
You have Sword Burst, which creates a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. So if they get within 5 feet, you just cast that, and there's spinning blades that go around you that hit them.
Sounds great. I have a blender that flies around me.
Darkness. Magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range. Already talked about that one. Here's the
Like myself, and that way I become
Yep.
basically invisible.
Mirror image. 3 illusion duplicates of yourself appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your action, shifting position so it's impossible to track which image is real.
That all sounds great. Like, I wish that I had these abilities in real life.
Hunger of Hadar. You open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on a point with range and lasting for the duration. This void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises that can be heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within the area are blinded. The void creates a warp in the fabric of space, and the area is considered difficult terrain. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage, and any creature that ends its turn in the area must make a saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky, otherworldly tentacles rub against it. So you use your Eldritch Blast, which now pushes people 10 feet back. You cast Hunger of Hadar behind them, hit them with Eldritch Blast so that they get pushed into the Hunger of Hadar, and they take 2 different types of damage. Phantasmal Killer. You tap into the nightmares of a creature you can see and create an illusionary manifestation of its deepest fears, visible only to that creature. On a failed save, the target becomes frightened, and at the end of the target's turn, before the spell ends, it must succeed on a saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage. So you just literally make people see their greatest fears.
Makes people see what?
Their greatest fears, and then give them PTSD with it. Dance Macabre, whatever. Threads of dark power leap from your fingers to pierce up to 5 small or medium corpses that you can see within range. Each corpse immediately stands up and becomes undead. You decide whether it is a zombie or a skeleton. They've got 2 different stats. And it gains a bonus to its attack and damage rolls. You can use a bonus action to mentally command the creatures you make, issuing the same command to all of them. You can give general commands, such as where they're going to move, guard a chamber or passageway against your foes. If you issue no commands, the creatures do nothing except defend themselves against hostile creatures. And finally, Wall of Light. A shimmering wall of bright light appears at a point you choose. The wall appears in any orientation you choose, horizontally, vertically, diagonally. It can be free-floating or it can rest on a solid surface. It can be up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, and 5 feet thick. The wall blocks line of sight, but creatures and objects can pass through it. It emits bright light out to 120 feet and dim light for an additional 120 feet. When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a saving throw. On a fail save, it takes 48 radiant and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, it takes half damage and isn't blinded. Until the spell ends, you can use an action to launch a beam of radiance from the wall at one creature you can see within 60 feet. So with these, you literally, the corpses that are lying around the battlefield, you can get back up and start attacking people again, attacking their friends. And then Wall of Light, in the middle of the battlefield, you can just throw up this wall of light that constantly does damage.
So I don't even really have to like do anything physical. I can just sit back and just be like, yeah, watch these chain reaction of things just happen.
Right. And then if they get close to you, you cast darkness on yourself, and then you have sword burst and arms of Hadar come out of you, and they can't see where you are, and they have disadvantage on every time they roll against you, which means that they have to roll a dice twice and take the lowest number. And you can teleport to them. You don't have to wait for them to come to you. You can go to them.
I'm trying to think of what kind of weapon I would actually need for all this. Like, if I was going to say long range would probably be good, because then I can keep my distance while letting my chaos unfold. But at the same time, if I could teleport, I wonder if like just something like a simple dagger or something, you know, just like teleport behind a stab, teleport behind stab.
Because you can attack twice, and with proficiency, it's probably best for you to use a two-handed weapon, just because of what you're able to do. Okay, now let's do the background.
Well, if I can attack twice, I wonder if a bow and arrow, can I just be like, shoot, shoot?
No,
oh, it's
range,
melee. Oh.
Yeah, range stuff has different
Okay, never mind.
attacks that are weird.
Are there weapons that on their own can attack twice, so I can attack 4 times?
Yeah.
Aw. So I just be like, hit him 4 times. Like a knife in each hand, like shank, 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 shank. Now, what I need is, since I have such, most of my stuff is gonna be like just, you know, not needing to be physical anyways. I wonder if I should just get like an annoying weapon. Like just like a stick, like a pole, just like a metal pole or wooden pole or something, bamboo stick. You know, just something that like it could just be annoying. It doesn't have to be like super deadly, just annoying. Or nunchucks.
Those suck in this game, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any time you attack, you have
they suck in real life too. Just so you know, they're dumb weapons. when you analyze the physics part, you can watch go watch Shadowversity.
Yeah.
You have the video on it. It's a dumb weapon. When you really look into how it functions in real life, and you're just like, just grab a stick. It's more effective. Like the only thing I think of when it comes to nunchucks is that they're just annoying. Like you could the speed, like they don't hit hard, but the speed that you can hit them repeatedly. They're just annoying. That's why I said nunchucks.
Well, here's a boomerang.
A boomerang. Well, that kind of fits with the whole deception thing, because I can throw down and be like, ha, you missed. It comes back and hits him in the back of the head. And the boomerang can set him on fire. Oh, I want a boomerang that bounces off walls. I can just like throw it around, it just bounces all over the place, and then comes back to me. Or I could have Thanos' propeller blade.
They do make a
swinging it.
They do make a double-sided or two-sided glaive. In fact, one of the characters that I've made.
I want something that kind of goes along with the whole like deception thing, you know, like, or I could like swing something at them and it looks like a weapon, so they go to block it, but it's actually fake. So they blocked for nothing, and then I swing with the real weapon.
And technically, so what your character does is he doesn't even really carry actual weapons. So
Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's why I was kind of saying it doesn't really need to be anything like super good, just kind of something, I guess, more for defense. Because it feels more like I need to be more like keep my distance, stay hidden, stay stealthy, but if I get discovered, I need something that can like, if I get surrounded by like a bunch of enemies or something, I can like, knock them all down and then like get away, you know, like.
So with your packed weapon, you get to choose the form your weapon takes.
So I got the Swiss Army knife of weapons.
You create it out of nothing, so you can create a weapon, whatever packed weapon you want. Now it's got to stay the same for that whole day. You only get to change what it looks like once a day. So one day you can carry this great sword, and the next day you can make it a great axe. You can make it a little dagger. So you're fairly hard to hit because your armor class is 16.
Well, I'm already hard to hit because I all the stuff that like it's like if you can manage to hit me, then you still miss.
Then you still miss. You're not wrong. Can you do that over and over? Oh no, you only get it once per short rest.
But I mean, like, basically I got 2 layers of like missing. So it's like even if you get a hit, you could still miss.
So at level 10, because that's what I've got you at right now. When you curse somebody and you kill them, you gain 14 health points. And you have 83 at level 10, which is pretty good for a character that is not meant to be in the thick of action.
Yeah, it sounds like to me I'm gonna need an ally in this that's really good at like physical like assaults.
I mean, you still are. So
it seems like once my invisibility is gone, I'm pretty much vulnerable.
So when you hit somebody, you're doing 2d6, which is 2 regular dice, like 6-sided dice, plus 5. So let's do an average here. So every time you hit somebody, you're doing at least 11 points of damage every time you hit somebody. And you get to hit people twice every
So 22.
round. Plus, that's not even counting if you've hexed them, which makes them take an extra 4 every time.
So 30 in total. 15 and 15.
And that's just without using any real magic. That's just hitting them with a packed weapon.
That's just if I'm in a good mood and I'm just in a good mood and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to send you to like a dark dimension where you suffer for 20 minutes and then come back. You know, like, I'll just finish you off quickly and fast.
And let's say somebody does hit you, you can use Hellish Rebuke, which, let me read it again. You point your finger and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. So if they hit you, you get to, and respond, give them 40 points of damage.
Okay, let me get this straight. So, if they don't miss, they still have a chance to miss. And if
Right.
they still don't miss, then they set themselves on fire and they take 40 points of damage, basically.
Yes.
Sounds fair.
And if you want to give them PTSD, you can use that Phantasmal Killer thing and do average it out here. When I say average out, I just rolled 29, 29, 38. So 34 points of damage. Yeah, I would not want to be around you. And then, on top of that, you could use Arms of Hadar, which does, those tentacles pop out of you.
Yeah.
So if you have more than one person around you, you do damage to everything around you, which is about 30 points of damage to everything around you. So yeah, even if if they're getting close to you, it's going to be hard to see you first off, because ideally what you would do is you would cast darkness on yourself, and then they can't see you. So you walk up to them, you hit them for, let's do the rolls here, 13 plus 12 is 25. So you hit them for 25 points of damage, and then because they're in your darkness, they take another 5 points. So you've just done 30 points of damage walking up to this guy.
I think that's funny how it's like, if they can manage to find me and attack me, they might miss. And even if they don't, they take a bunch of damage.
Now the drawback to how much power you have, because it's a lot.
Yeah,
Warlocks are really, they're glass cannons. You can only use 2 spells per short rest.
Okay.
So, like, you couldn't use Darkness, Arms of Hadar, and then that polymorph to change your form. You can use all 3 of those. You could only use 2. Because you only get 2 spell slots at level 10. That's the downside of Warlock. The plus side of all that is Warlocks get their spell slots back after a short rest, which is like an hour-long rest in-game, rather than a long rest, which is where most spellcasters get their spell slots back. So you just gotta sit back, have a drink of water.
I gotta take a lot of naps.
It's funny, like,
I need my nap. We'll be on an adventure. I'll be like, we just get done with the battle. I'm like, okay, guys, I gotta sit down and take a nap for a minute. I'll just want to chill.
I'm kind of irritating the rest of my party in our game because I'm a warlock. I don't play this kind of warlock. I play one that's more spellcasting rather than melee. I'm very much a range, I'm going to sit back and blast you kind of guy. But I annoy them because every time that we get into a new situation, I'm like, let me take a short rest. Just because I benefit so much from short rest. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that I would want to go up against your thing here.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm leveling my character up to 10 so I can show you how different our characters would be. So I'm one of those people that sit back. So when I join combat, I immediately use a spell called Hex, which I place a curse on a creature that I can see. Until it ends, until the spell ends, I do extra 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit. They also have disadvantage on certain ability checks. So I can curse them and say, hey, I need them to take disadvantage on dexterity. No, let's say intelligence. So I say, okay, they have disadvantage on intelligence checks. If the target drops to 0 hit points before it ends, I can use an action to move the curse to a new creature. So I immediately go in, I cast Hex on a creature, and then I hit him with a cantrip called Eldritch Blast, and it hits for 11 plus 9 is 20, and then we're gonna do an extra because of Hex. We're gonna do an extra 6 points, so 26 damage on my first come round, and it I do an extra 4 damage of psychic damage, so 30. And then if they die, I go ahead and suck up 14 health points from them. And every day I get to choose what a certain type of damage that I'm resistant to. So let's say I wake up and I'm be like, I want to be resistant to piercing damage today. So if we get into a fight with someone who has a sword, a short sword, I only take half damage from them every time they hit me. And then my spells, I can walk up and I can do this negative energy flood, and it will hit them for 32 plus 4 is 36 plus 5 is 41 points, but I have darkness as well, so mine does a lot of damage sitting back, but I'm easier to hit than you are. There is a character I built that I've named Durgus the Angry. And he
sounds angry.
He uses a double-bladed scimitar. So, you know, like those big Arabian-looking swords.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double-bladed one of those. So, just me attacking at level 3. I'm hitting for 8. Plus. I can do it again. So 18 points of damage at level 3. That's literally one-shotting just about any bad guy that you run across. Just immediately dead.
I guess my character just prefers to torture him a little bit first. It's a little psychological torture and then kill him.
However, this guy, he's a Goliath. He's, how tall did I say he was? 8 foot 5 inches. He thinks he's good at stealth, but he's not. He tries to be stealthy, but he has negative stealth attributes. But he thinks he's stealthy.
Well, it's a thought that counts.
Come on, come on! Here I come! Donald! Donald!
As long as you kill everyone, technically it's stealth.
There's nobody to notice if there's nobody to notice.
Yep.
I just think it's funny to think of this 8.5 foot tall giant trying to be stealthy who weighs 300 pounds, carrying a whole bag of crap, including a double-bladed scimitar, and he has no volume control. He always yells.
Man, that's stealth. I'm sneaking over here!
That's Durgus. So you can imagine he's not very quiet sounding when he walks.
I like that weapon. Can I get like a smaller version of that? Like a faster, smaller version?
I mean, it would just be a regular scimitar.
Oh, okay. Because that kind of seems like something my character be spinning around and stuff. You know, you think it's too close to me, it actually finds me in the shadows, and then it's just like they're like trying to get clear, they're trying to figure out where I'm at, and then out of nowhere, just a blade just.
So this is the one coming in is my current character, Tholmir. And actually, I had that one printed.
Oh,
and
nice.
I had a buddy at work paint it. So let me see if I can find. My buddy did a really good job painting this thing.
Okay, the game. My characters mentioned something about talking to someone, but I didn't see who it was supposed to be. I have no idea who. Is it you? It's what's her name? Aerith or something like that. I don't know. I never played Final Fantasy. So. the love interest of Cloud. I think her name's Aerith or something like that. I know Yuffie just because she won't shut up about her name. I'm Yuffie. See, that's what you have to do with me. I'm terrible with names. So every time you see me, you just have to say, I'm such and such, and then I'll remember your name. Like, it'd be great if, like, I could have, like, a real life, you know, HUD. And, like, when I go up to somebody, it's just, like, their name pops above their head. Like, that would be fantastic. It would help me out so much, because there are people I work with, I can't even remember their names.
Do you want long or short hair?
I'll take long hair.
Okay.
It adds to that sort of like dark, you know, kind of. No? Not
You want a
really.
mullet?
Oh wait, no, you get the spell. I don't have all the magic yet for Spellbinder. I still need stop and gravity. Who is it? Who am I supposed to talk to? This is what I get for not reading. Is it
I'll
you?
give you like
Nope.
Goku hair.
Okay, that sounds good.
You want a beard?
Sure.
Like a big long wizard beard?
Actually, no. I'll go without the beard.
I mean, they've got it like a short dwarven beard.
I don't know.
We'll stick with at it.
I think I'll go with like the probably like the shortest beard that like not even like a beard, just like a, you know, like 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing, you know, almost.
They don't got that on here, so we'll leave it smooth.
And the whole beard thing kind of adds to like the warrior look. I'm not a warrior. I'm a stay in the shadows, you know, kind of person. I don't want to be seen anyway, so I don't need a beard. I'm not trying to look tough. I'm not supposed to look like anything. You're not even supposed to see me.
Want to wear a cowboy hat? They've got all kinds of hats on here.
I don't know who I was supposed to talk to. I tried Leon. I tried Yuffie. I tried Aerith. Merlin.
You want a Chester hat?
The fairy godmother. Sid. Who else is of importance here?
Who's important?
Who's important? I must know.
Let's walk into somewhere. Who here is important?
That will probably get you some weird looks, like, why?